0812-324-5519. NTA Lagos Channel 10 Studio, where creativity meets excellence.
NTA 10.
Now, our destination tonight is completely unscripted. But that's the real thrill about Newsline, isn't it? We simply follow wherever the stories leads us. But tonight, we will trace the journey of treasures from our land, from the rich, creamy glow of the golden that speaks of heritage, to the graceful return of beads, wrapping our culture around every wrist with, of course, grit. And somewhere between duty and destiny, love, a love story, blossoms. All right. So, shall we continue from where Elizabeth Obori signed off last week, and together that remind us of who we are. But let's hear the news of the day. And President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria stands firm as governed by constitutional guarantees of just liberty. President knows that since 2023, his administration has maintained an open and active engagement with both and Muslims, while also continuing to address security challenges affecting citizens across all faiths. President Tinubu emphasized Nigeria's religious not reflections reality, nor does it take into account the government's consistent effort to save freedom of religion and belief for every Nigerian. President Tinubu reaffirmed that religious freedom and tolerance remain core tenets of Nigeria's collective identity and will always be upheld. He stressed that Nigeria opposes all forms of religion and remains to protecting the rights of citizens of every faith. The president concluded by assuring that his administration will continue to work closely with the United States government and the international community to deepen understanding and cooperation in communities of all faiths. And Nigeria's government has been advised to swiftly initiate diplomatic engagements that will put Nigeria's position and a clear picture of the terrorist activities in the country. The security risk management expert, Adamu, in a conversation with our State House correspondent, Musbatan Wahab, on executive recap, also urges the government to carry along the umbrella religious bodies in the country in managing and correcting the wrong perception about religion in Nigeria. He traced it to receptives being held by the U.S. government.
When several congressional delegations came to Nigeria, starting from around January up until now, they visit Nigeria, they go to Plateau, they go to Benue. We try to encourage them to go to Zamfara, go to Katsina, go to northwestern states so that they get a balance. But clearly, they were more intentional in visiting Plateau. Now, we authorized that visit. We should have, as a condition to granting them their visa, say they must go to Zamfara and Katsina. When the National Human Rights Commission published its July dashboard report, we cautioned, because what the National Human Rights Commission did in its July dashboard is to actually endorse this Trump narrative by saying that, yes, there is a suppression of religion. But when they were now giving evidences, unfortunately, they did not give evidence from one Islamic center that was attacked or cleric. All the evidences they gave was supporting Christian targeting, which was faulty.
Areas government reconsider its development considerations, warning that any untold America's action could be detrimental to the African continent.
Call on the Christian Association of Nigeria, call on the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs to sit together and issue a joint statement admitting to the fact that yes, there are killings, and those killings are not targeted at any of the two faiths. attack Muslims, they attack Christians, they attack churches, they attack mosques. Let the world hear from the two institutions that this is not really religious. After that, whatever the world does, the Nigerian government has played its part. It leads to state fracture. The consequences will be devastating for the African continent. I don't think that the African continent can contain a collapse of the Nigerian state. The Americans are very conscious and the consequences it could attract. And I must say, as someone who has set a private firm, is monitoring security trends, from June this year up until now, we've seen a reduction in security incidents. We deserve that commendation from our ally, the United States, and not criticism of the man.
And for more on this insightful interview, you can stay tuned to NTA for Executive Cap, currently outline at 10:30 tonight. Now, to other stories, federal government has expressed sympathy and solidarity with Cuba, Haiti, and Jamaica following the catastrophic impact of Hurricane Melissa. In a statement, the Ministry of Affairs describes emerging reports of widespread destruction, flooding, and loss of life as heart-wrenching. The government commends the courageous efforts of national emergency response teams in the affected countries. In the spirit of South-South cooperation, Nigeria calls on the international community to provide all assistance for recovery and rebuilding efforts. In other stories, the presidential initiative on the health and UNICEF have launched a new initiative to empower Nigerian youth in the manufacturing sector. The program, under the Enabling Local Manufacturing Initiative, will identify high-demand roles, train 200 young Nigerians with special focus on women and girls, and also facilitate placement in the manufacturing industry. The National Coordinator of PVAC, Dr. Abdul Mukhtar, identified 6 key barriers hindering industrialization, including policy, regulatory, and legal frameworks, access, human capital development, research, and infrastructure. Mukhtar emphasized the need for private solutions to bridge these gaps and strengthen Nigeria's local manufacturing capacity. The dialogue, which has as a side event to the Nigeria EU Health Investment Forum, signals the start of a coordinated process to map job roles, mobilize youth, train, certify, and connect them to industry opportunities.
Knowledge doubles almost every few years. So you also need to be able to refresh what if you have the skills.
Who have the right skills for the job, and they are placed in the right institution. And hopefully 6 months after placement, 70% of them are retained in the positions.
The Nigeria Rail Corporation has along the Warri Takbe rail line. The incident occurred at about 7:30 in the evening on November 1, 2025, around kilometer 212+8 Agbo. In a statement, the managing director of the corporation, Kadi Okwefa, says preliminary findings suggest the derailment may have been caused by suspected track vandalism. However, full investigation is underway to index that cause. He adds that all parts on board were safely evacuated. No casualties were recorded. Following the incident, the NRC has announced a temporary suspension of this corridor to allow for a comprehensive investigation. The corporation also apologizes for the inconvenience caused and assures of improved service delivery. The Nigeria Fund, NEL Fund, says it has received over 1 million applications on its students' loan portal since its official launch on May 24, 2024. In a statement, NEL Fund's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Akintunde, describes the milestone as a defining moment in Nigeria's pursuit of equitable education financing. So far, NEL Fund says it has disbursed more than 1 billion naira in student loans covering instructional fees and upkeep for students in universities, polytechnic colleges, education nationwide. NELFON says it is committed to ensuring that every qualified Nigerian student can access funding regardless of background or location. All right, time to join Bade Adeleye for sports update.
Good to see you again, Claire. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, let's begin straight away with the Nigeria Premier Football League as Nasarawa United were knocked off the league summit after losing 1-0 away to Rivers United, making it back-to-back defeats. Abia Warriors profited from the situation as they ran away with a 2-1 victory away at Niger Tornadoes to go top of the league table. In Lagos, Ikorodu sustained their momentum with a convincing 2-0 win to move third. In the star match of the weekend, Enyimba handed Kano Pillars a 2-0 loss, thereby condemning their first from the bottom of the log. Now to the English Premier League, where Manchester City have moved second on the log. In Ireland inspired the citizens to a 3-1 win over Bournemouth. Ireland scored 17 in the 33rd minutes, while Nico Riley came to bed with a third goal in this minute. Earlier, United clinched their first home win since February as they recovered from a goal-down to beat Newcastle United 3-1 at the London Stadium. The result puts them above Nottingham Forest in 18th place and only 3 points from safety. Meanwhile, Wolverhampton Wanderers have sacked their manager Vitor Pereira after their win league season continued just on Saturday with a 3-0 defeat to Fulham. Pereira's sacking comes 45 days after he signed a new 3-year contract, despite them being bottom at the time, having lost their first 4 games. To volleyball now, VIP Spikers of Abuja have been crowned the women's champions of the 2025 National Division 1 Volleyball League after an impressive unbeaten run that saw them dominate both phases of the competition, which ended in Abia on Saturday. The Vipers won all 20 matches, amassing a total of 59 points to secure automatic qualification for the 2026 CGC Volleyball Premier League. Their stellar performance also earned them individuals, including Pressure Diogo was named the best middle blocker, will be the best attacker, and Fraser the most valuable player. Away from Nigeria is Master, where Yannick has regained its world #1 status after beating Felix Aliassime. The Italian was at the summit of the rankings after his US Open final defeat by Carlos Alcaraz. Went back to Banyard earlier today after beating him, Aliassime 6-4, 7-6 to clinch the Paris Masters title and the French. Was it on sports? Now return to Claire.
But they're not so fast. You know, just before you go, I've always wondered, when teams draw, they share 1 point apiece. I'm just wondering, the extra 1 point, where does it go?
It goes nowhere. That means that you just have to fight to, get the 3 points. And, there's no way they can make it 1.5. So it's 1. So that tells you that you must fight for the 3 points. That's the encouragement. If you fight for the 3 points, you get it. But if you don't do that, you get just a point.
So it's designed that way.
Yeah, of it, but not in all sports.
All right, everybody, thank you. It was the end of an era for one of Nasarawa's state's founding fathers, grassroots politician and mobilizer, Senator Solomon Iwuga, as he made his final journey to the great beyond. While the people of the state mourn his passing, he also takes legacy behind ethics and public service. Aliu Tijani reports.
Alushi, a quiet community in Akwanga local government of Nasarawa State, came alive as people from all walks of life converged to beat a man described as political icon in the state. late Senator Solomon Ewuga farewell. From the political class to traditional and religious leaders, captains of industry, among others, the Elijah is one of the founding fathers of the state.
In the Nigeria context, where many major work by wealth, we must remember that all men share one humble origin.
I know that is born back to be with the Lord, and that his life and days, the many lives he has taught,
is a death to both Plateau and Nasarawa State.
We in this community of the Gon people who have lost a leader. Throughout my tenure as governor, I enjoyed a lot of constructive advice from Solomon Ewuga. And I know that here we lost a great material.
From his early days as broadcast journalist to decades of political life and public service, as deputy governor, senator and minister, Senator Ewuga lived an impactful life, a testament corroborated by many during the funeral service.
This is the final journey he has taken. There is no more journey for him. We pray Almighty, may continue to reward him for what he has done.
But he was a father, a mentor to many of us in politics, not just in politics, but in life.
The court closing on the life of Senator Solomon Ewuga do gone, but his legacy of service lives on. Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
Let's now join the Weather Center for a look at weather prospects across the country on Monday.
Glad to have you join us. We expect late morning into afternoon thunderstorms on almost coastal cities, gradually spreading into the inland cities of the south by afternoon hours. These storms are likely to extend into parts of southern Taraba, Benue, and Kogi as the day progresses. The central cities will experience sunny conditions with patches of cloud, while the north will remain dry, hot, and sunny throughout the day. Temperature-wise, we anticipate highs of around 38 degrees Celsius over Sokoto and Nguru, but as we move southward, temperatures are expected to be milder, ranging between 31 and 34 degrees Celsius. And that's the update for Monday. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and have a wonderful day ahead. I'm Sefia saying thank you.
Thank you, Safia. And that's the news. In a moment, we'll ease into Newsline proper, bringing you real stories, real people, after the commercials.
Heart of Owerri, business never ends. Sunrise, sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind action meets action. Governor Hope Uzodima's leadership to reality, transformations that feel miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
The basic premise for the establishment of this agency is to ensure sustainable availability to safe and high medicines for health facility coverage, and that is our mandate actually, to cover all health facilities within the state.
We have our reception area here where we normally receive our drug consignment in the pharmaceutical store here. As you can see right now, I'm even receiving a drug that is coming from a pharmaceutical company.
Take this one to pharmacy. Take it to the dispensary. Okay. This program came in they enjoy it because they are not buying the drugs again.
Yodman has been trying in the area of assisting, providing quality, very safe, efficacious, and very affordable drug.
Attention, all foreign nationals in Nigeria. Did you miss the expired visa amnesty that ended in September? Don't panic. The NIS has got you covered. The post-amnesty voluntary return documentation is now open. Starting from October 2025, simply walk into the nearest immigration command for registration and documentation. You will be treated with fairness and in accordance with the laws embedded in Nigeria Immigration Act 2015. Remember, failure to report could lead to arrest, detention, and a long-term entry ban. Individuals, companies, and organizations are also reminded that harboring of irregular migrants is a serious offense under Nigeria's immigration laws. Stop such acts now to avoid prosecution. Make the right choice today. Come forward, sort your papers, and stay on the right side of the law. Stay compliant. This message is from the Nigeria Immigration Service.
The Federal Ministry of Education, under the Honorable Minister of Education, Chief Dr. Maruf Tuja, FEM Ethiopian, Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmad, invites all education stakeholders to the 69th National Council on NCA, highest policy-making body for the education sector. Theme: quality education, data, and professionalization of teaching, a tool for enhanced national development. Host: State is Laurimison Ayedatiwa. Date: 3rd to 7th of November 2025. Time: 9 a.m. daily. Venue: Alagbeka, Akure, Ondo State. The official session will be presided over by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. Abel O.N.E. was centered on strengthening teaching quality, enhancing education data use, and promoting inclusive, equitable learning opportunities nationwide. Announcer, Federal Ministry of Education.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, CON, and Honorable Minister of State, Senator Dr. Aliu Sabi Abdullahi, CON, cordially invites State Commissioners of Agriculture, FCT Executive Secretary of Agriculture, development partners, stakeholders, and the general public to the 47th regular meeting of National Council on Agriculture and Food Security, NCAFS, with the theme Food Sovereignty and Food Security in an Era of Renewed Hope. The meeting is scheduled for Monday, 3rd to Friday, 7th November 2025. Time: 9 a.m. daily. Venue: Umaru Musa Adwa Conference Hall, Murtala Mohammed Square, Alkali Road, Kaduna, Kaduna State. Dr. Marcus O. Ogumbeyi, FNSE, Permanent Secretary. Announcer.
Supramult Multivitamin Junior. Supramult Multivitamin Junior. Being mommy simplified.
All right, welcome to Newsline if you've just joined us. And of course, we are seeing story glows from within. Shea butter, the creamy gold from the shea continues to tell force of enterprise. So for in there. Our rich cultural heritage. But as global demand grows and the question is, how can Nigeria turn their gift into greater national gain? Khadija leads us the story of shea butter, its people, its promise, and of course, growing significance to our economy.
Shea butter, that creamy gold from Africa's soil, skins, healed lips, and flavored lives. From the heart of West Africa comes that beauty, a source of pride and heritage for thousands of rural women whose hands turn hard share nuts into soft wealth.
If there are germs that may likely have skin, so it's a natural product that can actually take care of the skin.
I have my hair. It normally make my hair soft.
When there is a fracture of bone, it's being used also.
From the tree, this natural treasure holds and value across Nigeria and beyond. A move to strengthen local production and empower communities. The present administration recently placed on the export share nuts, a policy aimed at stabilizing local price and encouraging value addition at home, so that more benefits stay with the people who produce it.
It will not be moved directly to outside like that. It will create a kind of thing where the process.
The journey of shea butter begins in the village field from the garden in shea nuts. So cleaning, crushing, pressing out the rich oil. What remains after the shea cake is not wasted, but reused as or organic fertilizer, making the process sustainable and rewarding.
In the advanced country, they do something with the fractionation to the olein and the steroid so that they will use confectionery plates.
Say shea butter, rich in vitamins A, ingredient in cosmetics and pharmaceuticals worldwide. Beyond science lies its human story of women's resilience, cottage, and the quality of love that sustains family.
It gives you that natural glow. You don't need any chemical.
As global demand for shea product rises, Nigeria's turning point. The call now is for deliberate investment, innovation, and to own the full potential share chain, boost the nation's GDP, and ensure that these gifts of nature continues to nourish just skin, but the lives and life Nigerians.
My lord, I'm guilty as well. I also use shea butter. All right, let's now from soothing of shea butter to the sweet taste of sweet potato, another of my very quiet treasures. Now, sweet potato and of course, great dining tables with quiet pride. Of course, not and go to old land, and of course, in it, most homes find sweetness and a nation, of course, rediscovering comfort in its own soil. It's cheap, it's healthy, and of course, it's ever versatile. Ngozi Okafor tells us something more about this humble crop.
Across Nigeria's farmlands, from Benue to Plateau, Sarawak, and even parts of Umuahia, a quiet revolution is taking root. The sweet potato, long seen as an ordinary staple, is now emerging as a golden crop for farmers and families alike. Requiring minimal fertilizer and care, the crop thrives in both rainy and dry seasons and is ready for harvest within 3 to 4 months, making it smallholder farmers.
The potato is grown on from March to June. Then other people can grow from June to July.
Heat now sells for between 500 to 1,000 naira, far cheaper than yam. For many households, friends, a more affordable meal on boiled, roasted, or made into porridge.
Potato chips, you can mix with plantain or beans.
They are in the market.
for potato instead of because of the cost and the market.
Nutrition experts say sweet potato in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, an excellent source of energy.
When cooked with eating, it gives more fiber, as in fiber, and it contains high quality or high standard of carbohydrate because it is a carbohydrate food which gives. It also contains low fat. The general of potato is that it's cholesterol.
Local consumption, potato, export value. Nigeria is among African with increasing demand from Pan-Asia, chip and starch in food and confectionery industries. The home wheat potato has become proof that Nigeria's solution to sugar, unemployment, and economic hardship can indeed grow its own soil.
Potatoes. Now, along the bushy highway that cuts through Karafi town, people. Now here, heaps of freshly harvested corn stretch the eyes can see, as well as traders, women, and of course, now bargaining, Karafi market, a real survival. It helps put on board and of course keeps families alive. Also had a taste.
From the break of dawn, corn market stays to live. Basket corn line dusty paths as buyers and sellers trade in laughter and urgency. Each heap sold helps. So many of these are women and young girls who have to a means of livelihood.
I help my husband even since lockdown. My husband is working, but this corn helped me.
This corn before us, when the price is low, we are buying it from inside. She train our the work that our husband is doing is not helping us.
Hafsa, friends, the days here. They buy corn in bulk, take it home to roast and boil, then sell it in schools and neighborhoods. I come to this market every day before 8 a.m. so that I'm able to go back home, cook it, and then go to school in the evening. By doing this, I'm able to get some money so that I can. Behind their daily hustle, I see a story glimpse in young Nigerians strike and what policies can better support their efforts. And that's the question Professor Amina Mustafa of University Kano explains.
So if of entrepreneurs are actually encouraged, it's going to the economy. We all know that roasted or boiled maize is a popular delicacy to many consumers in the urban centers. So, but then the kind is not acknowledged, and that is why they are not supported. But if government and any organ can support these people, I think it's going to go along with self-employment.
As the morning rush winds down, Hafsa and her friends head home empty-handed. Their money for the rising price of corn. Season symbol for women and youth turn opportunity, survival into hope.
All right, in some parts of the country, we call it mouth organ, but certainly corn is humming its survival and rhythm in Karafi town. Now, caps are a very essential part of our mention, not just here in Nigeria, but across the African continent. Now, they tell stories of identity but in the Maiduguri, one particular cap stands out. You know what that is? the Borno cap. It's a timeless piece whose appeal cuts across religion, culture, and tribe. Correspondent Salih Abdullahi stumbled upon a different trade where he says art meets endurance. Every stage tells the story of the remarkable people who keep the heritage. Let's hear him.
It was supposed to be an ordinary walk through Maiduguri, but a cluster of men and women bent over colorful fabrics caught my attention. Needles moved in rhythm, threads danced through clothes. From their fingers emerged beautiful stitched with patience. Maiduguri. The work has earned fame far beyond Borno.
We used to send the cab to every factory, it's not only in Nigeria, everywhere. So in terms of sending, we use Korea.
Their caps, part of fashion accessories, are works of art worn with pride across religion, tribe, and class. Many of them were displaced from Burma during the insurgency. In the heart of Maiduguri, they rebuilt their lives, turning needles and thread into tools of survival. From Shetima Mohammed, a student funding his education, Umi Babagana supports her family through this craft. Every determination.
I am 19 years old from Bama local government, making this cap more than 5 years.
The process is slow but deliberate. The quality depends on the thread mostly coated, and the designs often bear names of prominent personalities. Kashim, Zulum, Zanam, Kende, among others.
For centuries, this has showcased Nigeria's ingenuity to the whole world. And one thing that makes these caps to stand out, no machine can produce this.
You know, I think it is 1992 or 1993, German went to Burma. Likewise, Chinese people have come down here. When they make it, it differs from our own.
From this open-air workshop, prices range from 25,000 naira to 100,000 naira, depending on design and detail. Every sale feeds a family, educates a child, and keeps tradition alive. In this humble corner of Maiduguri, needles replace weapons and stitches rebuild dreams. Makers may have lost their homes, but not their hope.
Thank you, Salihu. Now, regarded as an exclusive fabric for all, admired for its richness and one pride, Ankara has traveled a long journey from tradition to trend. Today, it's a fabric for identity, creativity, and cultural confidence. Proudly worn by people from all walks of life, and yours sincerely. So what has changed? And why is Ankara making an even bolder statement in fashion and everyday lifestyle? Here is Annie Daniels to tell us more.
For the purpose of this report, I will stick with the traditional name by which the fabric is popularly known in Western Nigeria, Ankara. Once seen as a simple native attire, Ankara has evolved, becoming a bold expression of identity, creativity, and pride for Nigerians. Today, tailors and fashion designers across the country continue to transform this fabric into breathtaking pieces that's stories of culture and confidence.
The spirit of Nigeria is in me, and I love my country. I use it to project our image beyond here. I wear everywhere, any part of the continent I go. That's share clothes. Even when we went on presidential tour to Kenya and China, I have presidential in my Ankara there. Everybody love it. It's stand up for me. I'm happy.
It's good for native, up and down.
It's prestigious to wear because it applies to all occasions and all that.
He has come to stay. Ankara is our identity, so we cannot do without Ankara.
Beyond clothing, Ankara has found new life in accessories, from handbags to shoes, jewelry, and even home decor. proving that its versatility knows no bounds. Rich in color, vibrant in patterns, and sometimes named after proverbs or iconic moments, each Ankara design carries meaning, a reflection of the wearer's mood, heritage, or story.
This is jumping horse, this is ruler, this is 1000 block, this is sweet mother, yeah, this is rezo.
This one is called Ocheze. Ocheze, yes, king seat. When somebody sees you on this, it means that your husband good care of you, and that you and your husband are doing very well. And I advise every woman to deny yourself everything to buy Holandi so that you belong. You go for the one that you can afford.
Ankara's form is an identity that should be worn with pride as a symbol of who we are. And when it comes to creativity, embellishments have taken Ankara to another level, blending modern trends with traditional roots. Even its beauty and economic potential, respond believe reviving Nigeria's textile industry through Ankara could unlock a gold mine, create jobs, preserve culture, and showcase African excellence to the world.
I encourage our own celebrities to because they will spread the news faster. When Nigerian spirit of Nigerian in you is there by your clothes, you think of Nigerian force.
Annie Daniels, thank you. You know, if Ankara could speak, it probably would have said, I didn't go out of fashion. But my comeback is just a affirmation of my pride and heritage. You're watching Newsline. Let's take a second break.
The Adashi Women Empowerment Society, in collaboration with Family Homes Funds Limited, invites critical stakeholders within the housing community, first of its kind, to the official launch and handover of 100 two-bedroom housing units to selected widows under the chairmanship of Senator Abubakar Bago, Minister of Budget and National Planning. Special guest of honor, Senator Obasani, Governor of Kaduna State. Guest of honor, Chief Ademola Adebishe, Board Chairman, Family Homes Funds Limited. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Ambassador Ahmed Nuhu Banali, the Emir of Zozo. Chief Host, MD and CEO, Family Homes Fund Limited, Mr. Abdul Mutalab Mukhtar. Date, Monday, 3rd November 2025. Time, 9 a.m. In Turkish International School, Rigachokun, Kaduna. Announcer, Hajia Dr. Adamu, MD, CEO, Adashi Women Housing for Widows.
If you know, you know. And if you don't, or more, better pay attention. Jumia Black Friday is here. It's the one time of the year where you can get the things you wanted for less, because everything from phones and electronics to clothes, beauty products, and so much more. Do pass yourself and get whatever you want and more with no regret, just savings. Mark your calendar so you don't miss Friday this year. Download the Jumia app now. Jumia, joy delivers.
It's the choices you make that set you apart from being good to being. My choice, Nivea Men Deep Body Lotion with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon. Gives you both dark wood fragrance, 48-hour moisture. And my other top choice for all-day freshness, Nivea Men Deep Roll-On for 72-hour protection and fragrance with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon. Skin cleaner. Nivea is for skin.
And the National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to...
The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness. Eat healthy to live longer. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount. Tomato paste, the taste of Nigeria.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate. Crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury 3-in-1 Hot Chocolate, the treat you deserve.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Good, tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Balance. Cholesterol. Go.
Body lotion with Max Tech, powered by Cabin, gives you both dark wood fragrance and 48-hour moisture. And top all-day freshness. Nivea Men Deep for 72-hour protection and fragrance with Tech, powered by Black Cabin. Nivea is for skin.
True leader in the is first to start. For the team that was led in front. Name is Better. Bet Freeze won a bet boom. Not just features. Odds on over 300,000 live matches. To win. Just another reason why Bet Naija is truly is one.
Come back if you've just joined us. Your watch line on the network service of the NTA and Nigeria's landscape has welcomed a new player with the launch of Vital Wireless Blue Network. That's a next generation data, clearer calls, and stronger digital signals. For me, relying on reliable connectivity for business and everyday life. Now, this development promises communication services. That's our correspondent, Anwar Jibo.
Vibrant performances set the tone for what was to be expected. Color, equipment, and technological promise. Vital Wireless rolled out its limited blue network, a bold entry into Nigeria's competitive telecom, signaling a new era of digital connection.
What I want to focus on is those things secure and better in Nigeria. We are starting with our location awareness technology. Imagine entering an Uber and you don't feel too safe. You simply and start the police, the DSS, at least have a way to start looking.
From its partnership with NTN to nationwide coverage across all states and the area, Wireless is itself a chain network built by Nigerians and dominated by Nigerians.
We're going to start by next doing the of SIM card, the same card. You tell us to come, we'll be able to do it.
It is the first MVNO in the country. No one knows it. You can see where your kids are. You can OGA app where the employees are, So there's so many other services important for the population.
Super clear, faster and real activity. Vital Wireless says its Blue network isn't just a telecom. It is meant to connect.
Calls. Blue means faster internet. Means business never sleeps. And family.
All right, let's change gear a little now. When calls, distance fades away, language blends, and culture unites in bit. is the enchanting story of Elizabeth Adebola Hashtrop and John Ayoyi, two souls from different worlds bound on destiny. Now, correspondent Glory Agbo brings us highlights of the beautiful union.
Born into the royal world of and a great doctor, fell in love story, a colorful celebration and commitment to stunning olive burgundy themed wedding ceremony. The solemnization took place at the Hospital Chapel of the National Hospital, Abuja, where Pastor Sam Dangana officiated the ceremony.
And hereto I give you my faithful promise, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Here to give you my faithful promise, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Then came the moment of their vows on ink and paper, a symbolic act marking the beginning of their shared journey. With the feast concluded, all led to the venue. Tasteful of the couple, a visual narration of their love story.
I feel blessed, beyond blessed. If I begin to explain it, you see there is God. I thank God for everything.
I think in one word, and excited. I mean, despite the stress and everything, it's a day I've been looking forward to, starting forever with, not just my husband, but a best friend and, partner.
I just there's no bond. It's just to say, to God be the glory. So I'm going to thank God, and I use this as a point of contact for others that believe in fantastic like this.
I feel great, and I give glory to God. It's what we've been waiting for, and it has come to pass.
Their union will be fulfilled in Jesus' name. With long life, God will satisfy them. They will see their children.
The presence of the Lord will abide with them. The Lord will make them fruitful. The Lord will bless them, will keep them.
Guests were serenaded with soft music, laughter, and dancing as they rejoiced with Elizabeth and John. Adding a touch of grace and honor to the moment, the wife of the former vice president, Mrs. Titi Abubakar, supervised the cutting of the cake.
Did you hear how she said it? My husband sounded somehow. Anyway, some weddings, make you want to go back in time. Let's move forward. Now, if you score NYSC scheme, you better watch the next story. Maybe you'll probably have a change of mind. Now, for Popola Afro and Monica began as a national service turned into a journey of destiny. Mary, one novelist once said, "There is never a time or a place for true love. It happens accidentally." I do believe, of course, in a heartbeat. Now, that quote perfectly captures the story of these two co-members who went to serve their fatherland, and of course, Jonathan, what mentalism and
when Popola Atunde from Ogun State and Oga Monica from packed their bags for Kuwait on November 27, 2024, They thought they were entering the court to serve their fatherland, but destiny had other plans. NYC orientation came Asayakaba into a garden where love quietly. It was love at first, while others saw Monica as a core member. He saw deeper.
The first time he touched me, I was like, what is this? I did not come to service here to joke. Besides, even if I want to date anybody, it's a relationship. It's going to be a serious one. So if you know you're not ready, just go, because I joke. But when he took up the my serious, I was like, okay, it's serious.
Morning breeze and parade, friendship began to bloom softly, steadily until even direction.
She prays a lot. She's dedicated to whatever she does. So I said, its qualities. What else am I?
So I want such a man that has purpose, vision. I'm not go with him.
By the end of the 3 weeks orientation, had found them in the same beat, and on September 26, 2020, they say their love of men and the both
to livestock, and I do for most. Before you could decide to go into marriage during NYC, that means you have to have for you.
Today, the both serve in Oguri Magongo, a portrait of love. Their story hurt so deeply that the director at the secretary in local.
For sometimes we have not witnessed it. I want to say it is a thing of joy.
And whenever we see a union between different ethnic backgrounds celebrated.
You see one important the NYC scheme that in serving the nation find something greater it uphold at one Nigeria.
Now, from the vein of conflict in UK, it did graduation for orphans from crime. This is true things from Yobe states, and the growing support for initiatives given vulnerable at life.
School is right. Children affected surgency and free. Kobo AA, Jarma UK Academy provides vulnerable and orphan children from with education skills with a dual curriculum that blends West. Currently, 193 children. They are just for senior secondary schools and 2 Quran memorizers. And a show of commitment all 20 is representative of Nigeria and Kashim Shatima is the academy as a model of justice action.
Poverty and right to learn and to dream.
Our state you continue support, including plans to place here teachers.
A committee would have to enroll Lamia teachers.
Report of that contributed to the growth of
Frank for making this a reality.
This really keen into the federal government of Nigeria and the Federal Ministry of Education reforming the Almajiri system of education, taking them off the street and of course away from begging.
It's a major milestone, especially in Islamic education, and we hope that in order to invite a crime-free, a very important institution of learning that will fit.
So what the Abdullahi bin Mas'ud years, we rated 500,000 students, 160 on Quran, wanted to outstanding literatures for their contribution to humanity.
What happens when a city's history comes alive? Kano answers that question with its first ever cultural fest. It's a 3-day celebration of music, art, and heritage. Again, Fatima Sanusi, who is standing by to take us inside that historic event.
Let it serve as a platform to celebrate who we are. A proud people history, proud people of character, proud people of creativity.
A city that its culture, history, and traditions to the century BC. For generations, royal craft, identity, pride. Many young ones drifted away from this culture, acceptable, right? So that and Kano came alive again. Hosted the Maiden Kano Cultural Festival, vibrant of heritage, creativity, unity.
It's not merely a cultural awakening. It aims to boost socio-cultural activities, youth engagement, and social cohesion of the Kano State.
I think if we wear our clothes, we wear our bariga, we wear our wear, we eat, we eat all this culinary in a way that Sapan has inherited. That way, you will see that the value chain of those a lot. Earlier, I was here, the executive secretary. He got told Kano.
Dances, drums, poles, and display hand-woven leather crafts, jewelry, and delicacies that tell a cultural story. In the crowd, school children wonder, learning songs, games, and once practiced by their others.
The way and manner they have conducted this war has out our traditional and cultural activities. We'll take off from here and we'll learn from here.
Excitements fill the air. Elevators showcase locally made knitting machines and proof tradition creativity still flourish here. For these young participants, Cut is a festival return and connecting with their identity and an open-air classroom that serves reminder that culture is a legacy that support, nurture, and on.
It's about hand. Given items for the left is still seen as rude or even a taboo, an action that often sparks conflict. And I feel some people really do find it quite unsafe, as you know, it's to deep-rooted cultural and superior's value about respect and purity. But with 10% of people naturally left-handed, and we call them south, questions are beginning to shift. More Nigerians are beginning to question, calling for understanding and acceptance, where tradition and reality abide.
Left hand is bad luck. That's why they don't want it from left hand.
For centuries, have held to traditional beliefs, some rooted in spirituality, others in superstition. One of such is the age-long perception that giving or receiving items with the left hand is a sign of disrespect, bad luck, or an abomination.
I did not say between the left and the right. I feel that the right is more active than the left, and there are some people that are left-handed.
People find it difficult getting something from somebody from a left hand, a bad luck, thinking that, but I don't.
It's like when somebody you left, the person who and family you are right. Anybody, an elder, if it's not, you're supposed to use
10 times. If they is spiritual means to the act of handing over money with the left.
It's a sign of respect, and it is a sign of honor.
Always it is very difficult for you to receive with your right hand. It poses to the because you use the right hold the vehicle, use the left to collect whatever has been to you.
For left-handed people, can be both emphatic. Many recount being ridiculed, rejected in public, using the hand most rarely.
Take this money.
Such reactions are rooted beliefs, clash and individual differences.
There was the day I was eating out, I forgot. I was just let eat. So I pushed to me and then he hit my hand. He said I should use right hand.
Per se, more creative and inclined. Some parts of giving or receiving items left hand remains on view or as a sign of ill fortune.
It's not that when somebody something with your left, it's evil. No, I don't think so.
When will these traditional beliefs give way to and a sense of natural differences?
Perception. You're watching News Flag back after that next commercial.
Africa's leading platform for women's empowerment is on the game. This November, the Heartbeat of Africa, the edition of Africa's Women Conference, bringing together visionary continents and under the theme Legacy Innovation, Women Forging New Paths for Africa's Sustainable Development. The conference will conversation to inspire innovation. November 19, 2025 become the center of transformation, where First Ladies and trailblazers unite to share a brighter future for women and girls. For registration and participation, please visit our site www.africaswomen or call the numbers movement. Join us in Ghana this November for the 2020.
It's the choices you make that you apart from good to being great. My choice, Nivea Men Body with Max Tech, powered by Blood, gives you both dark fragrance and 40 moisture. And my other top choice for all day freshness, Men Deep Roll for cell protection, powered by Black Karen. Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea Skin.
Stew, yam portage, press.
Is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care. Made New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment helps reduce appearance in just 2 weeks. New Radiant and Advanced Care.
Joy unleashed.
It's make that apart from my choice, Nivea Deep Body with Max Tech, powered by Black Cavern, gives you great moisture. And my other top choice for all dishes, Nivea Roll-On for 72. Max Tech, powered by Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea is for skin.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. Use heavily. But of a tasty meal, not cube, can ruin and tasty meal compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold. Consistent taste you love. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
It's a true leader in the game. Is it being the first to start? For over a decade, one name is in front. Bet. April. Some big 3,000 live matches, you're playing to win. Reason why Bet Niger is truly just #1.
Do you remember Akpeve Guru, the assistant controller of customs, where Michael Jani continent, where we had Nigeria, and she was greeted with jubilation and in her research for that trade with advocacy for women's inclusivity in global commerce. And I Odiri Ogboro Arotere reports.
became the first Nigerian woman to embark on such a solo adventure. 2 years later, she went further, crossing the Sahara Desert alone and emerging as the first African woman to complete a solo motorcycle across 2 countries. Inclusivity tells the story of freedom and the boundless potential of women. Her triumphant return came on October 11, 2025, when in Lagos State and rode on to Abuja to report to the Controller General of Sashir Adeniyi, supported the commission. It is a proud moment for the Nigeria, a powerful reminder that nation, no gender. Akpebe's return came a display of Urhobo culture, a befitting tribute to honor her extraordinary achievements.
This triumph belongs to this men is for everyone all over the world. Do not give up. This is for all of you. Do not give up. This is for all of us. To every young girl watching, to every woman listening, the road is.
She was by the time completed with rating an assistant controller. Hand over to him.
From Africa's deserts to Europe's highways and back home to Nigeria, Akpebe Atra's journey stands a lasting sense of courage, resilience, and the limitless woman purpose.
Congratulations to eyes evolve and take action keeps reinventing itself, from clothes and shoes to hearts and accessories. Personal style. In Calabar, the Cross River State capital, one accessory is making a very strong comeback. Wrist bead. Now, once seen mainly at cultural events, it has now become an everyday fashion statement in social classes. Now, are you curious about why this trend is catching on? Newsline Erica Ivy hit the streets of her to find out what's behind the rise of beads. The stories to tell.
Across Nigeria, beads has been more than decoration. That heritage, identity and status. But in Calabar and much of Cross River, beads have its to rackets, wooden combs, and nets. From the bustling Marian market to small markets, rich bead and ankle bead now glow in bright colors, attracting users eager to add their every fits.
When you talk about beads, or even wearing traditional things, it can be fashion and also be represented culture.
Right from Morgan have been things women wear as part of their dressing. Even our native home, they wear beads even on their waist.
Once dismissed as old-fashioned, culture is re-emerging by a new generation. Young entrepreneurs are weaving tradition and trend into a thriving micro string beads at home and selling them online.
The brand of mass. So any aspect there is gain in it.
Beads, incidentally, are that color. They don't fade. So I had Jigida from my great grandmother. She had it, and she also had Cora. Things don't lose their value.
For many of these bead makers, it's not just a hobby. It's a source of income and a way to showcase African identity in a modern way.
There was a time nobody used it, but now people are now.
Revival is also a celebration of diversity in Cross River. Now complement the state signature raffia attire.
When you put on whatever you're putting on, you have to complement it with beads, either on the neck, and of course you see my headgear. It goes along also to complement my dressing.
As if we have our own traditional attire, and one of it is this oyoyo. When you are using it, you have to use the traditional bead.
Stylish edge moderation.
I like wearing them three. It makes it look nice. Dressing.
It is for occasions like traditional marriages, even weddings. Of course, you can wear your beads.
In addition to trend, the humble bead is back at the center of fashion in Calabar. Grapes inspired integration of the colors and stories into Nigeria's culture.
All right, it was an ordinary night in the NTA ward of Jalingo, Taraba State. Quiet and full. Within minutes, what could have been a night of terror turned into a story of courage and unity. Adu Adamu Aso brings us to the story.
That was not a siren. It was a whistle. Resident who spotted vicious movement. In seconds, light flickered on as neighbors rushed out armed not with weapons. Courage. Local vigilante group joined in and dislodged gangsters who had attacked on cover of. The incident has interest in the whistleblowing initiative, a simple yet powerful community safety tool gaining ground in Jalingo. The public relations officer of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Taraba State praises residents' quick response, calling the system with a power that's live.
The combination of traditional and conventional alert system like the whistle, the phone call test will go a long way. The whistle does not have network issues. It doesn't have problems. So combine them together, it gives you a better result. It gives you a more effective alert system in your community.
The youth leader of NTA Jalingo says the whistle program introduced years ago has fight rising insecurity. Resident that safety begins with community actions.
Because you whistle now, you come out plenty. That was serious. I want to encourage our neighbors to take their ideas seriously.
The VG commander describes the whistle as a vital early warning tool and urges more neighborhood to adopt it.
Like this, if you blow this one like this, people will know that there is something is going in the area, so they will blow their own too. But if you use the one that they are using, people will think there is a area.
By calm tone, that night, the spirit of unity and trust. A simple whistle is not just a sound, but the heartbeat of a community that stands together.
Indeed, a community that stands together. Well, it's time to kick off my shoes, take glasses, and let my hair down. I give credit to Don Williams, of course. Here's my 2 cup of peas. Even when the woodpecker knows that when life gives you a boil, maybe it's time to rest that beak. Does it resonate? Good night, everyone.
Without question.
and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news with information, sharing it. Be a good media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the Orientation Agency.
Wow, look at that. Until recently, I had no idea what a pangolin was. It's covered with scales made of keratin, just like our nails. Strong scales, man. The scales has no medicinal value. The demand for the scales and the meat is driving the pangolins to extinction. It was really and population in check. Home sweet. Please to illegal bushmeat and report wildlife crime because it steals from
Embrace the wisdom of our ancestors. Explore the timeless wisdom of Nigerians.
Proverbs are powerful with which words are written. Kola nuts last long in the mouths of those who eat it. He is leading when no one follows. No matter how
Nigerian timeless.
The mosaic of time in the scope of life. A masterpiece. A delicate piece of Vashar fragment when a radiant tile when an intricate pattern when we're in long winding mosaic is did by our hearts and our minds, not by clocks. So piece together your time wisely.
This is the service